My parents have tried to peg me as a danger to myself and them. They use my diagnosis of bipolar as their rationale for treating me the way they do. One time, my mother took me to 3 different mental hospitals one day and told me that if I didn't tell them I want to hurt myself and get committed, I wouldn't be allowed to come home.
Well, on the way driving him to the state hospital, Kyle kept telling us he was having dark thoughts. Kyle wanted to reach over and grab the steering wheel and kill the 3 of us in the car.
My mother is taking me to 7 mental hospitals trying to get me to lie to them and tell them I want to hurt myself. Each time she's trying to get me committed, they tell me I don't meet criteria.
He admitted he wanted to kill the 3 of us. He wanted to commit murder and suicide. Yet, this isn't criteria to be committed into a state mental hospital.
I'm sane. I even have a letter from the mental hospitals where it says that I'm sane.
Every day he would come home from therapy with one of those adult color books, and he would want it on the refrigerator. I thought this was the most ridiculous thing ever.
My parents are constantly telling people I'm crazy. I'm tired of it.
Kyle needs to get his life under control and to stop blaming us for his messed up life.
Well, I'm back, and joining us is John Taffer, host of Bar Rescue. He has written a book that teaches people how to overcome the excuses that are keeping them from the lives that they want. Now, one of the things John talks about in the book is if you don't embrace the excuses, if you're in denial, then obviously you're not ever going to change it. Say a couple of things about that.
So, self-accountability. As long as you can blame your shortcomings on somebody else, you have no reason to change.
You know that's music to my ears, right?
Of course it is. So if you understand that excuses are poison, don't eat the poison. Don't let them come out of your mouth. Every time you begin to blame them, you stop yourself. Every time you begin to blame circumstance, you stop yourself. There are other kids that reach 21, 22 years old that move out of their house and do fine. You didn't. That's on you. There are abused children that move out. I sit on a board of a foster home where I see it. They grow up, they move out. You didn't. You cannot use the excuse of your parents for your failure. And he doesn't have a responsibility to change. You do. You have to grow up.
Let's talk about what this means. Let's talk about what this means. Look, I'm a pragmatist here. I grew up really poor, and when you grow up really poor, you're very results-oriented. You know, it's like you can't go to the grocery store with intentions. I meant to get a job today. I meant to get paid today. You go to the grocery store, you either got money in your hand or an empty stomach. It's just, you grow up very results-oriented. What could have happened did, okay? This is not a Kyle problem. You seem to need to hear that to be validated in some way, and I want to say that in all sincerity and all honesty. This is a family problem. You're the squeaky wheel, and the squeaky wheel gets the attention because it's making noise, and so everybody pays attention to the squeaky wheel. This is a family problem. You didn't hear the first segment, but audience, tell him, did I ask them what the hell are you people thinking or not? I mean, I did. You have enabled him, you have crippled him by not preparing him for the next level of life. And the dysfunction going back and forth in this family is really staggering.
But one person can solve it.
It certainly can, and we're getting there.
You're the one who can solve it by action.
Here's the thing. What could have happened did. That's water under the bridge. You know, the only way the past becomes your future is if you go through life looking over your shoulder. We can't do that. Do you have a story or a question for me? Click the link in the description and tell me what in the world is going on.